welcome to AHS Countdown. I'm your host, Max Hudson, and I'm joined by co-hosts Taylor Gottney and Reese Kinder. And today we got a huge matchup between the number 1 seed out of Region 2, the number 1 team in 7A football right now, the Central Red Devils, and they're going up against the number 3 seed out of Region 2 and the number 5 team in 7A football right now, the Auburn Tigers. This is the 64th ever time that Auburn and Central have played each other, and Central currently leads the series coming into this game 43-17, along with 3 ties in the series history as well. The last time these two teams met was in Week 9 of this season, and that was a game where Auburn would like to forget. Central came out victorious 41-20 at the Duck. And now let's start off with the Central Red Devils. They finished the regular season at 9-0 overall, as well as 8-0 in Region 2 play. The Red Devils are coming off of a big win last week against Davidson at home by a score of 63-21 in the first round of the playoffs. The Red Devils have won every game this season by 21 points or more, except for one game, and that was against Opelika at home, in a game where they won 28-18. All of that being said, what are some things that the Central team will need to do to secure the win tonight against the Tigers?
I mean, it's obvious that this offense is looking for a continuation of what they did last time against the Auburn defense. They put up 465 points in 10 games this season and have above 40 in 8 out of those 10. It starts with the leader, quarterback number 13, Andrew Alford, super nice guy when me and Reese were on the sideline as well, who now has 37 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions.
Jeez.
He averages 267 yards a game, and it doesn't stop there. Trust me. I mean, this is a very good run team as well, very balanced. Both number 6, Simmons, and number 24, Williams at running back have 600-plus yards combined. Then the star wide receiver, number 8, Cam Coleman, number 8 in the class of 2024, the 5-star ranking, no joke, committed to Texas A&M right now. He has 15 touchdowns on the season with 98 yards a game. This offense is just overall star-studded. We'll be looking to feast on this Auburn defense like they did last time. And they also love to come out shooting and playing fast, so watch out for that tonight.
Yeah, Central defensively, they've been great. The most points they've given up this season was 24, and that was the first game against Hewitt. And, their defense, a lot of good players on the defense. Probably one of the best defenses in the state, in my opinion. And, if you look at the Central team tonight, they're going to be coming out strong on defense, and just watch out for a tough Central defense tonight.
And coming off of a big first-round win over the Baker Hornets are the number 5 Auburn Tigers, who finished the regular season at 8-2 overall and 6-2 in the region, and are in the second round after, like I said, that 27-17 road victory over the Hornets last Friday. Considering this Auburn team is a 13-point underdog coming into this game, according to AHSFHS.org, it's safe to say that Auburn will have their hands full on the road tonight against the Red Devils. With all that being said, how do the Auburn Tigers get it done tonight against the Red Devils?
I mean, this Auburn offense is not one to be taken lightly. It's kind of a different approach for the Tigers, though, than the Red Devils, led by none other than Coach Wagnon. With only 365 points scored this season, it may be hard to see why our offense is so highly ranked, but this offense dominates in the trenches and where it matters most. Jackson Kilgore is finally fully healthy, and the past 2 games has played great leading this offense, and it's led by the 2-headed monster of Tyler Flakes and Omar Mabson. The Tigers will be looking to get into this game and set their own pace of the run game. And this O-line and this receiving core, super experienced guys. Most of them are seniors. They've been playing great with all the hardships that have happened. Ian Nation starting to take some reps at quarterback in the midseason. Henry Allen coming on the team, Jackson Kilgore, all this nonsense. But this Auburn offense has to come out fast, and they have to try to dominate like they did last game.
Yeah, Auburn's defense, they've done great this season. The only game that they didn't really – actually, I would kind of say they did good against Central because the last time we saw these two play, Auburn's defense was able to create some big stops, especially that short punt by Tyler McKinnell that led to Central being in the red zone, actually, and we held them to a field goal. We actually held them to a few field goals in that game, but just at the end, kind of let up and let them score a few touchdowns. But as long as we don't let up and just continue what we've been doing the rest of the season and the playoffs last week, we should be able to get a win tonight.
Yeah, now that we are in the second round of the playoffs, it is still win or go home for every team in every game from here on out. The winner of this game will move on to the semifinals to play the winner of Mary Montgomery versus Enterprise, and if Central wins, they will be playing the winner of that game at home no matter what happens. But if Auburn wins, they will be hosting the semifinals if Mary Montgomery wins, but will be going on the road if Enterprise wins. That being said, what are some things that the Tigers need to improve on in order to come out of this game with a W?
With the conditions coming into play last week, the rain, it came into heavy play last game. Auburn was held scoreless in the first quarter until Omar got that touchdown with 11 minutes and 41 seconds left in the second quarter. I know the conditions were bad, but this Auburn team must score on the first possession tonight and come out hot to match what the Red Devils offense is going to do.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't see from last game was, we didn't give up much points, but didn't force a lot of turnovers. And I'm not disappointed, but, want to see some more turnovers because that was one of my keys to the game last week, to see a lot of turnovers. But, if we can do that here tonight, I think we get a win against Central at Central.
Yeah, and with that, we move into our keys to the game. Now, Auburn has different X factors that can help them take over a game. What do you think those X factors are or will be in this game?
I say it every week, and I just said it earlier, but the trenches in the run game, the Tigers were absolutely dominant against Baker. Our running backs had 225 yards and 2 touchdowns combined. And the highlights, if you watch them, you see pancake block after pancake block from this huge O-line. If we can continue to do that, this run game against a truly stronger Central defense than what the Baker defense was, the Tigers could come home 45 minutes on that bus with a W.
Yeah, and then last game, the Tigers had a lot of tackles for loss. 7, which is the 3rd highest this season. The highest was 11. And, if they continue that good defense tonight, I think the Tigers upset the Red Devils.
And now we are going to move into tonight's player profiles, where we will each highlight one player on offense, defense, and on special teams this week, because we are going to be highlighting players that have been crucial all season for the Tigers and will continue to be crucial tonight for Auburn High. Who do y'all have as y'all's player profiles for tonight's matchup against Central?
I've been talking about him all episode. The guy that has impressed us since the very first game in early September against Hoover, the MVP of the offense, number 29, the sophomore, who's already highly recruited. I'm talking about Omar Mabzin. Not only is he a great player, he's a great guy in general. I interviewed him for the School News, Tiger TV, go check it out a few weeks ago. And he was just super nice and down to do it. He loves getting his name out. He loves talking to people. And, he's super nice to me and you when we're on the field as well, interviewing him, filming him and everything. He looks at the camera. He likes being on camera, by the way. But he has 1,158 yards with 16 touchdowns on the ground with 7.7 yards per carry. He's a monster, and it will be for the next 2 years, but also when Auburn makes the Final Four. Shout out Omar Mabson.
Yeah, for my player profile, I'm going with junior cornerback, number 7, LaMichael Gunn. I think he's going to help the Tigers win tonight because, has 2 interceptions. That's what I was talking about, turnovers right there. Need a guy that can force turnovers. 23 solo tackles, 42 total tackles, and 3.8 tackles per game. So if he shows out for the Tigers tonight, I think we can get the win.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to go with, since I'm doing special teams, I'm going to have to go with number 33, Towns McGee, senior kicker. Also, special shout out to Tyler McKinnell, because if we do a show next week, which we should be able to do because Auburn's going to get the win tonight, then Tyler would definitely be my player profile. But Magoo has been one of the best stories for the Tigers over the course of the past 2 seasons. In his first ever season playing football last year, Magoo quickly became a household name for the Auburn Tigers, sharing reps alongside senior kicker Will Best. And a year later, in his senior season, Magoo is currently the number 3 ranked kicker in the country, according to Cole's Kicking Camp. And he actually now holds the Alabama state record for the most 50-plus yard field goals in a season after a 52-yard bomb last week for his fourth 50-plus yard kick of the year, which breaks the previous record of 3. With offers from Auburn, Ole Miss, and Tennessee, to just name a few, Magoo has put the country on notice this season and will continue to do so tonight against the Red Devils. Shout out Towns McGee, shout out Omar Mabson, and shout out Mike Gunn. And now we are going to send you to a quick commercial break, but don't go away because next up is the Friday Night Lineup. Don't go away.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to AHS Countdown. So far this season, we have had 11 different guest pickers come onto the show, and all from the HiDef staff. And I would say they fared pretty well when it comes to the picks. From the head CTSO of HiDef Club, Mr. Dillard, becoming the second ever guest picker to reach perfection after communications director Carson Hester did it earlier this season, to last week when our most recent guest picker, Joel Shin, the current director of program development for HiDef Club, went 6-2 on the picks. And with all that being said, please help me in welcoming this week's special guest picker. He is currently the Director of Public Relations for HiDef Club, and sources tell me that he is a menace when he has an alto saxophone in his hand. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Stillman Brown.
Why are you such a hater?
Now, Stillman, as the Director of Public Relations for HiDef Club, what exactly does your job entail?
Okay, so basically all I do is I work with other clubs and I make sure that HiDef is in good standing with everyone, and we try to combine our clubs, or not combine, but work together with other clubs and try to get events together and make sure everything goes smoothly. And that's basically all I do. So.
And with that, we move into our last segment, which is the Friday night lineup, where we will all pick who we think is going to win in tonight's second round playoff games. And we're going to go and get started with Region 3 at Region 3, an in-region affair between the number 3 seed Vestavia Hills Rebels, who are also number 6 overall, or number 6 ranked, in the state right now, according to 7A. And they're 9-2 overall and 5-2 in region play this season. They're going away against the number 1 seed out of Region 3, Thompson Warriors, also the number 2 team. Number 2 ranked team in 7A right now. They're 9-1 overall and 7-0 in Region 3 play this season. Who do y'all got between the Rebels and the Warriors?
So Thompson is favored by 8 in this game. Yes, this Thompson team, super amazing, but we saw on September 28th they slipped up to a great Clay Chalkville team. This Vestavia team been improving all year, and last week impressed against the Austin Black Bears with a 38-17 victory. Give me John Head over Trent Seaborn this game, and watch out for the 5-star Tennessee Volunteer commit Jordan Ross, the number 10 in the class of 2024, the Edge, having 4 sacks against Trent Seaborn. Go Rebels.
Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit different than Taylor.
Bro.
I'm choosing Thompson.
Good pick.
Honestly,
Good
I chose them today because, they're just a good team. Like, after watching them, they're just a good team and they're number 1, so I feel like they're going to win.
I'm going with Taylor here. I'm going with Vestavia in this matchup. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I think you won't see a lot of defense in this game. And I see Vestavia coming away with the win on the road at Thompson.
I'm going to actually have to agree with our special guest picker on this one, Stillman Brown. This Thompson team, listen, I understand the Vestavia Hills underdog pick, because they're a good team, like, no doubt. I mean, me and Taylor, I remember you were watching their matchup against Thompson earlier this year, Vestavia and Thompson, and it was a close game till the end when Thompson pulled away and got the victory. So I'm going to say Thompson wins this game with the addition of Jared Smith from Spain Park, as well as Trent Seaborn at quarterback, 9th grade phenomenon, who's the number 1 overall recruit in the class of 2027 in the country. Now, to be fair, there's not a lot of 2027 recruits right now. But, I'm going to go with Trent Seaborn to win this game for the Thompson Warriors. Give me Thompson at home to move on to the semifinals. And now we're going to move to another Region 3 at Region 3 matchup, and it's between the number 4 seed, the Hoover Buccaneers, who are now 5-6 overall on the season after their win on the road against James Clemens last week in the first round. They're also 4-3 overall in the season in Region 3 play. They're going on the road to face the number 2 seed coming out of Region 3, the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies. Hewitt-Trussville is also ranked 9th in the 7A rankings currently right now. They're 8-3 overall in the season after that win at home against Bob Jones last first round. And they're also 5-2 overall when it comes to Region 3 play. Who do y'all got between the Buccaneers and the Huskies?
So Hewitt is favored by 3 in this game. You look at the Hoover record at 5-6, and you may be like, how are they in the playoff? But this Bucs team, they've lost to the 6 teams that they've lost to are all 8-3 and above, very good teams. And they had a huge game against the James Clemens Jets, who Reese actually picked last week. I'm going to call him out. Reese and Dillard called him, actually picked James Clemens last week. But I told y'all, I believe in this Hoover team. Give me the Bucs getting another upset against this Hewitt offense led by Peyton Floyd and the gunslinging offense for the Huskies. Hewitt ain't got no defense on my boy Noah Schuback. Go Bucs.
Again, Taylor, I'm not going to go against you again. Like, something about your picks, I don't trust them, bro. Gonna be honest. Hewitt-Trussville, I know it's going to be a pretty close game, but I'm feeling Hewitt this time.
I'm going to go with Hewitt as well. I think this will also be a high-scoring game as well. I don't see a lot of defense in most of these matchups, honestly. And I just see Hewitt coming out on top against Hoover, who has had their struggles this season.
So, Taylor, I went with you last week. I picked Hoover to beat James Clemens, and they did, so I'm happy about that. You led me the right way.
No.
This week, I'm going to go with you again. I think they're going to win this week against the Huskies. coming into this season, this Buccaneers team was the number 3 ranked team in the state in 7A, and it was for a reason. Obviously, they lost to Auburn opening the season, but I feel like they found their footing at exactly the right time. Like you said, Noah Schubach is really slinging it out there at the quarterback position. Also, Bradley Shaw, I want to highlight, the linebacker, 4-star overall, top 100 recruit in the country. He's really coming into form these last couple of games. And right now, I mean,
Bucks.
he could possibly, commit to Auburn as well, the college on the plains. But anyways, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers to win this one on the road against the Huskies. I'm going to go with Taylor again. Hopefully, I go 2-0, agreeing with his picks. Nope. And now we're going to go to the matchup before our big matchup that we're covering tonight. It's the Region 2 at Region 1 game, and it's between the number 2 seed coming out of Region 2, the Enterprise Wildcats, who are 9-2 overall and 6-2 in Region 2 play this year. And they're going on the road to face the number 1 seed out of Region 1, the Mary Montgomery Vikings, who are now 11-0 after beating Dothan at home last week. They're also 6-0 in Region 1 play. Who do y'all got between the Wildcats and the Vikings?
So this game is an even line, which we actually saw last week with Dothan, Mary Montgomery. And I've underestimated this Vikings team all season. They really impressed me climbing back in the fourth quarter against the Dothan Wolves. Remember me and Reese on the sideline, me and Max on the sideline at Baker. Forgot that Reese didn't go to that one. All the players were asking, what's the score to Mary Montgomery? What's the score to Mary Montgomery? And sadly, Mary Montgomery won. But the quarterback, Jared Hollins, the 3-star committed to South Alabama, I know Max is happy about that, is outstanding with 29 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. But he's got help with receiver James Bolton out there, who has 12 of those touchdowns. I don't believe in this Enterprise offense. I say it every single week. I don't believe in this Enterprise offense at all, even though they put up 63 last week?
Yeah,
against
like
Daphne.
63-21.
But Daphne, not a great team. Sorry, Enterprise, I picked Daphne. But go Vikings. Mary Montgomery wins this game.
See, Taylor, I know we've been disagreeing a lot, but this time, I'm going to have to be for real. I mean, I'm going to choose Mary Montgomery. I mean, looking at their record, they seem like they're a really good team. And I don't know much about football, okay? I'm going to be honest. But I think they're going to win.
I'm going to have to agree with both of y'all. Last week, like Taylor said, on Countdown, I did think that Mary Montgomery was going to lose to Dothan. But, they surprised me. And, I'm going to have to go with MGM here. And, MGM gets a big win to move forward in the playoffs.
So like Taylor called out some people for not picking Hoover last week, I'm going to have to call y'all out for not picking Mary Montgomery last week. I believed in Mary Montgomery. I picked them.
You did not
pick them.
I did pick
when
them.
Mary Montgomery was 5-0, he
Roll
was
the
like,
tape.
they're going to
Roll
finish
the tape.
5 and 6.
Roll the tape.
That's
Roll
literally
the
what you
tape.
said.
Hey, but
So they're
last
gonna
week,
finish 5 and 5 when they were
last
keep
week,
our
on
receipts.
our most recent countdown, I believed Mary Montgomery. I mean, there's no reason not to believe in them. I mean, they're 11-0. They're undefeated. They're one of 2 undefeated teams in the state, and I think they're going to continue their dream season. They actually hadn't ever made the playoffs, or at least made it to the second round, in their program history. This is the first time ever doing that. So I think they're going to come into this game with a lot of momentum, a lot of poise, and I think they're going to win at home over Enterprise. I agree with this, the entire table here. And now we move to our main matchup of the night, the biggest matchup in the state, one of the biggest matchups in the country right now. It's Region 2 at Region 2, the grudge match, the revenge tour. The number 3 seed coming out of Region 2, the Auburn Tigers. Also the number 5 ranked team in 7A rankings at the end of the season. 9-2 overall after getting that win on the road against Baker last week. Also 6-2 in Region 2 play in the regular season. They're going on the road tonight to face the number 1 seed out of Region 2 and the number 1 team in 7A right now, the undefeated 10-0 Central Red Devils, coming off of that win at home, 63-21 over the Davidson. I can't remember their mascot right now off the top of my head, but over Davidson last week, and they're also 8-0 in Region 2 play this regular season. Who do you got between the Tigers and the Red Devils?
So I got to be honest, Central was favored by 13, 8 less than what they beat us last time by. Beat us by 3 touchdowns last night. Cam Coleman, Andrew Alford, the whole team is going to lose to the Auburn Tigers. We've been talking to the team and the coaches all week. They're so excited to get their get back. Shout out to Tremarcus Webb, who Max interviewed last week, said, we just got to go in there. We got to win. We got to get our get back. That's literally what he said.
Yes.
There's no let-ups at this point. Shout out Tremarcus. This Tiger team will be coming out shooting on all cylinders, and the offense led by Coach Wag, the defense led by Coach Goolsby, will be stellar all game. There are no mistakes in this game. If we have any turnovers in this game is completely over. It'll be a chess match, a shootout, and Coach E will get these boys ready for the Fighting Devils. The Auburn Tigers move to the Final Four in the AHSAA playoffs?
I'm going to go with Auburn as well. I think this would be a shootout as long as we don't make any mistakes or anything like that. And I think Auburn gets the victory at Central. It happened last year, and it's going to happen again this year.
You know, I was talking to tight end Griffin McLean during Tiger Connect today. Shout out Griffin. You know, it's fun Tiger Connect. But he was talking about, you know, he thinks it's going to be a shootout this game. They know about Cam Coleman. You know, they know about all these star players. They've been told about it all week from the media, you know, everybody, you know, that this Central team is the best Central team in a while, you know, the best team in the state right now. But Auburn doesn't care coming into this game because they're got revenge on their mind. Like you said, I interviewed Trey Marcus, also interviewed, you know, Omar, Tyler, and I asked them the same question. What's the mindset going into Central next week? And they said, just win. Just win. Get revenge on this team and just win. This is the matchup that they were all wanting. You know, in the you know, post-game speech last week, I mean, what you know, Coach E was talking to the team about was that you know, this is the revenge match. I mean, this is what they were all asking for as soon as they lost that game. So they get it, and they're gonna prove it tonight that this is the matchup they wanted, and they're gonna make it to the semifinals once again, 5th year in a row. I'm gonna go with the Tigers to beat the Red Devils on the road tonight. Stillman, who do you pick?
I got to go with Auburn today, bro. Auburn is the best team.
Yes,
We
sir.
love Auburn. It's been my blood. It's my alma mater. They're going to win, bro. That's all I got to say.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Good pick, Stillman, good pick, and that'll do it for AHS Countdown from myself as well as the rest of the crew here at AHS Countdown, as well as a very special thanks to our guest picker, Stillman Brown. We hope you enjoyed tonight's game, and we hope to see you Monday, November 27th, when Auburn basketball takes on the Valley Rams.